Manamapi Vishajiputram Atrasvarupam Rupam Kasakajamuri Purim Maturim Koshvati Radha Kunda Magirivaram Ahuradika Madhuvasam Rato Yasapatijapritpaya Sri Guru Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaitra Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadvaktaya Namo Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Hemabhadyavyasjavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahapremanasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhatyamina Aparada Lakshe Chiltas Kamaritarang Kamati Vibhamarikam Sharanam Prabhava Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Govinda Namo Naramadaveti Govinda Namo Naramadaveti Govinda Namo Naramadaveti Govinda Namo Naramadaveti Hey Krishna, Hey Adava, Hey Saketi Govinda Namo Naramadaveti Sham Sundar Shikandashikam Smaha Smurli Manada Radhikar Sukamama Kripanati Supriyajana Kinkurum Tavaivasmi Najivavintaya Vinna Jivigyaya Devitam Namam Charatikam. First of all, I offer my sustaining Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadiya Paramaradattama Guru Pada Padma Nityalila Parvishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Satasri Rupanugacharya Varya Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja. I offer my pranam to Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, my Param Gurudev and all my Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis.
Infine offro i miei omaggi a tutti i devoti e le devote qui presenti. Srila Gurudeva ki
the causeless mercy of Sri Guru and Gauranga, we have come together to celebrate for 5 days the very beautiful Rath Yatra festival. So I wanted this year, though I know we have all participated in Rath Yatra festival many times, but I want that this year we can be fully absorbed more deeply in the profound bhav of the confidential meaning of this festival. So the pastime of Mahaprabhu, his dancing at Rath Yatra, the inner meaning, I'll begin to explain in the evening class. First of all, this morning, as an introduction, I want to speak on the subject of Sadhu Sangha. Because without Sadhu Sangha, there is no possibility of entering into the transcendental realm. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Srila Sanatana Goswami Maharaja, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool Hoi Sadhu Sangha Prema Bhakti Janmi Teno Puna Mukhya Anga. The meaning is, the root cause of Krishna Bhakti is Sadhu Sangha, the association of saints. And even if we come to the stage of Prem, then still Prema Bhakti Janme means when you attain the stage of Prem, Teno Puna Mukhya Anga, still Sadhu Sangha is the main ingredient for progress in our spiritual life. So all the Angas of Bhakti are eternal. So Sadhu Sangha is eternal. To progress, we need Sadhu Sangha in this life, next life, and when we go to Goloka Vrindavan, also there. Because everyone there is Sadhu. Those sadhakas who become Siddha perfect and take birth as gopis in Krishna Leela, if they don't associate with the Nitya Siddha gopis, like Lalita Vishaka Rupa Manjari, then when Krishna plays his flute on the night of the Rasa Leela, then when they try to leave, their parents and their in-laws will lock them in the house and they cannot go. Because Prem has to grow, Sneha, Man, up to Mahabhav, before one can participate in those pastimes. I am telling you this because there's a certain unfortunate class of person. They think, and I had some Sadhu Sangha years ago, and it's okay, it's enough. There are 5 most powerful Angas of Bhakti. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Sravan, Mathura Vasa Srimoti Rasadaya Sevan. Association with devotees, Nam Sankirtan, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, serving Thakurji, the deity, with faith, and residing in the holy place, Vrindavan, Puri, Navadvipa. Actually, all of these 5 depend on Sadhu Sangha. Yadi Krishna Naam Karibe Sadhu Sangha Karo. Namakshara Bahirai, Kabo Krishna Naam Nai. The external syllables of the name are not the actual name. So Jagannatha Pandit is saying, Yadi Krishna Naam Karibe Sadhu Sangha Karo. If you want to experience the pure name, Shuddha Naam, then you must have Sadhu Sangha. So the pure kirtan depends on association. Bhagavat Sravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, depends on hearing from Bhakta Bhagavata, the pure devotee. You know, Devananda Pandit was giving the Bhagavatam class. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing by, he became angry. He said, I'll tear up his Bhagavatam. Why? Because his Bhagavatam is not Bhagavatam actually. It's only ink on a page, paper. Because he was giving impersonal explanations. So the Bhagavatam is only really present and manifest when the Bhakta Bhagavat, the pure devotees, serving Thakurji, the deity, with faith. So no one is allowed to go on the altar and serve the deity without Diksha. So without the association of a sadhu and receiving Diksha mantra and being taught how to serve Thakurji, then it's not possible. And residing in the holy place. If one does not have a Sadhu Sangha, then Janesha Vigeshu Sa Eva Gokara. The scripture said that those who go to the holy place to take bath in the holy river or the holy lakes, but they don't associate with the sadhus, they are like donkeys. They never touch the dham. The dham is covered by a layer of maya and they're walking on that maya. So Sadhu Sangha is the center of everything. Who is the sadhu? Who has a sambandha, relation with the Sattvastu, with the eternal truth, is a sadhu. And Satnoti Sadayati Iti Sadhu, who himself is engaged in sadhana, and who causes you to be more engaged in sadhana. Sadnoti means he is doing sadhana, sadhayati, and he causes you to do more sadhana, is called sadhu. Sadhana is what we do to attain our sadhya, our goal, sadhya. So, whose association? By whose association? Our life is adjusted so that we can do a pure sadhana which is directly aiming towards our sadhya. It's called the sadhu. So if we go to associate with the sadhu, but our life is not changed, we're not making adjustment in our life to perform the sadhana for our sadhya, then we have not actually associated. The mosquito also has sadhu sangha. He sits on the lap of the sadhu, but he's just drinking blood. So, sangha. Sangha means, sam means samyak rupena, completely. Ga, anugaman, follow.
Sangha.
Sangha, to completely follow externally with our practice and as far as possible internally by mood. So when we come into association with the intention, the specific intention of changing our life to follow completely, outwardly and also inwardly, then we are doing Sangha. Then the possibility is there. But to actually have Sadhu Sangha, that is not in our power. That power is only with the Sadhu. Chaya Begadomi, Chaya Dosha Solvi, Chaya Guna Deodasi, Chaya Satsanga, Deva Mara, Bosichi Songera Ashe. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Oh Vaishnav Thakur, please give me 6 types of holy association. I have sat down desiring that you will give me your association. We cannot take Sadhu Sangha, we can only receive it. You cannot pick the pocket of a sadhu. No, you can take something valuable from his pocket and go. One has to come and give his heart. And then that sadhu can give 6 types of association: Dadati, Pratigrinati, Guyamakati, Prichati, Bhungte, Bojayate, Chaiva, Sadvida, Priti Lakshanam. 6 exchanges of love. That means to give something. So sadhu will, by his mercy, accept it or not. If he will accept, that is his mercy on us. And he may give some remnant, some prasadi, cloth, tilak, shastra, some gift in return. Goyamakyati prachati. Opening your heart in confidence and receiving some confidential instruction. Bhungte bojete chaiva. Or offering some prasad and then taking some remnant. Bhakta para dulya or bhakta para jal, bhakta bhukta avashesh teen mahabal. There are 3 things which are most powerful in this universe. The foot dust of a Vaishnava, the water that has washed the feet of a Vaishnava, and the remnant of the Vaishnava. These are the most powerful substances in the whole universe. Not nuclear bombs. If a nuclear bomb will land here right now, right here, then not one of your anarthas will have even a scratch. Every single single anartha, every single desire, every single misconception will be completely intact. Not one hair out of place. So this nuclear bomb has no power. But Sadhu Sangha is like a bomb. Only hearing very powerful Harikatha and beautiful Kirtan and all the anarthas are washed away.
Soltanto ascoltando il bellissimo
So we always pray that we can have such holy association. Sadhu means that person who is very near and dear to Sri Krishna. Tomara hridoye sada Govinda Visram Govinda kohe namamo Vaishnava para. O Vaishnava Thakur, Sri Krishna is resting very peacefully in your heart. Why? Because you never bother him and nag him, oh, give me this, give me this. How will Krishna relax if you're always asking for different things? Tomara hridaya sada Govinda Vishram. You never ask for anything, so Krishna is very relaxed and happy in your heart. And if you ask Krishna, oh Krishna, who is this Vaishnava? Govinda kohena mama Vaishnava pra. Krishna says, oh, he's my pra. This is Sadhu. So Sadhu, this is not a theoretical thing, not with the rubber stamp. Yeah, you have passed the Sadhu exam.
Non è come un diploma che ti viene dato con lo stampo.
Diploma of Sadhu-ness. No. Visvijati vidayam na yasa sakshad dahir avaso bito pigo vanasha pranaya rasayana dikandripadma sabhavati bhagavat pradhan uptaha. Sri Krishna himself said, who is the Bhagavat? Krishna cannot leave him for one moment. Krishna's name is so powerful. Not his name, only the Abbas, Nam Abbas, the shadow of his name, can deliver all the living entities from the endless chain of birth and death. Liberate them. So Krishna is so powerful. He can do anything. But there's one thing he cannot do. He cannot leave his pure devotee. Why? Because Krishna's lotus feet have been tied up with the rope of love in his heart, so he cannot go anywhere. So this is Sadhu. We want such association. Srila Sanatana Goswami Maharaja, in his Srimad Bhagavatam, has given a very, very long purport explaining the glories of Sadhu Sangha and the inconceivable power of Sadhu Sangha. You should read it again, just one purport, just read it again and again. I had the fortune to go because I cannot explain this purport in one class, but today I'll just give a few verses. But I have been through all the verses of this in this commentary, directly hearing from Srila Gurudeva and Gauranga. And about some years later, after that, also under my Gurudeva Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaja. So some jewels that I received, that I want to share with you today. You know that Srila Rupa Goswami Maharaja said, Duru adbhuta viryaismin srada dureis tu panchake yata sopa pisambanda sadhyam bhava janmane. The viryaismin, that means the potency in Sadhu Sangha and the 5 main angas of bhakti is Duru Adbhuta. It is astonishing. It is Duruha. That means inconceivable. The power of Sadhu Sangha is incomprehensible. Even the Shastra, the scriptures themselves cannot fully describe the power of Sadhu Sangha. Why?
Perché?
Durabhuta viresin Sada Dureis tu panchake. Sada Dure means there's a person and his Dure means far away from Shraddha, faith. Sada Dureis tu panchake yatra sopopi sambandha. But if that person who he's not advanced, he doesn't even have faith, he's far away from faith. But yatra su alpa sambandha. Alpa sambandha means little relationship with these 5 angas of bhakti. Not alpa, su alpa, very little. Very, very little relationship with these 5 angas of bhakti. Then what will happen to him? Sadhyam bhava janmane. Bhav can appear in the heart. Understand? He doesn't have faith, but in a moment, bhav comes. Yes, yes, I know. You are nodding, but inside you're saying, no. Inside you're repulsed. Your heart is whispering. Wait a minute. Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, Natana, Vitya, Nishta, Rucha, Sati, then bhav. How can a person without Shraddha go to bhav? It's impossible.
È impossibile.
It's inconceivable.
È inconcepibile.
That can never happen.
Questo non può accadere mai.
So Rupa Goswami is saying, Duru Adbhuta Veryesmin. Yes, it's impossible. It's inconceivable. But that is the power of Sadhu Sangha. But there's one condition, small print, footnote. Let's just check. Sadhyam Bhavajanmane. Sadhi means one's heart should be simple. One should not be critical or hypocritical. That person who doesn't look for faults in others. And that person who is not pretending, I am great.
Io sono grande.
Then that person, even though he does not have faith in a moment, he will attain ecstatic bhav, love for Krishna. This is the power of Sadhu Sangha. If we have not experienced it, what does it mean? It means that, oh, I am not Sadhi, I am not a clear-hearted person. So this is why we are singing these kirtans in the morning. Amara Jivana Sadapa Virata. Clear the heart. Confess. And then, by a touch of Sadhu Sangha, love for Krishna will appear. Rupa Goswami gives an example of one verse. One man is saying, I don't know why, but ever since I saw one person walking along, chanting Haribo, Haribo, with tears in his eyes. Since that moment, I have lost interest in my house and my family. So here, three symptoms have been, in this verse, three characteristics of the verse Durad Bhuta Veryesmin have been illustrated. They said, oh, just one day I saw some person, he was trembling and crying and chanting the names of God. And he walked past me. That indicates yatra swapompi sambandha, just a little connection with the sadhu. Sadhyam bhava janmane. And when he said, now I have no interest in this world. Oh, that is the symptom that bhav, love appeared in his heart. Shanti avyarta kala tvam virakti manishunyata. The appearance of bhav has 9 symptoms, and one is virakti, the detachment from all worldly activities. And when he said, I don't know why this happened to me, this indicates Shraddha Dure, that he didn't know anything. He was very far away from faith. He knew not, so he cannot understand why he's become detached from the world just by seeing this person. So in a very beautiful way, Srila Rupa Goswami has illustrated this verse, Duru Adbhuta Veryesmin Sadhatu Reis to Panchaki. Who did Srila Rupa Goswami learn this wonderful thing from? Sanatana Goswami.
Da Sanatana Goswami.
His elder brother and guru. Just like we call Prabhupada. So for Rupa Goswami, he calls Sanatana Goswami his Prabhupada. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he has written Srimad Prabhupada Amboja, Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhagavatamrita. That my Prabhupada has given Srimad Bhagavatamrita. So here in Sri Srimad Bhagavatamrita, there's a similar verse about the power of Sadhu Sangha. Mahat Sangama Mahatmyam Evaitat Paramadbhutam. Same, Paramadbhutam. Kritartha Yena Vipraso Sadhyo Bhutat Sarupavat. So the meaning is Mahat Sangama Mahatmyam. What is the Mahatmya? The glory of Mahat Sangha, association with the Mahat, the great Vaishnavas. Evaitat Paramadbhutam. It is the Paramadbhut, supremely astonishing. Kritata Yena Vipraso. There was a Vipra, a Brahman from Mathura. He's famous in Srimad Bhagavatam as the Mathur Brahman. Kritata, his life became successful. Sadhyo Bhutat Swarupavat. In a moment, just in a moment, Swarupavat, he realized his divine transcendental swarup and went to Goloka Vrindavan. So this is the general meaning of the verse. Now let's go into the deep meaning. You know that the Mathu Brahman, he met with Sarup, Gopkumar, a coward boy named Gopkumar. So his name was Sarup or Gopkumar. And from Gopkumar, he heard the Gopkumar's own life history. When Gopkumar saw that Brahman, Mathu Brahman, he was thinking, what Harikatha will I tell him? So then he thought, he couldn't decide. He said, let me tell him my own biography. So he described his own life, how he received initiation from his guru in Gopal Mantra, from Jayanta, and how by the power of his Diksha Mantra, he went through all the different levels of the unit from earth. He went to Indralok, Malok, Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok, and he went to Vaikuntha. And he described how finally he arrived in Goloka Vrindavan. And he's a coward boy, Gopkumar. And when he arrived there, Krishna was so happy to see him. Krishna ran with open arms and embraced him. And the two of them felt so much love. Krishna and that Mathu Brahman, Krishna and Gopkumar, they was in so much ecstasy they fainted and fell to the ground. And then when Krishna opened his eyes, he took the hand of Gopkumar and took him back to Nandagam. And Gopkumar described all the pastimes that he saw in Nandagam. Now Gopkumar is, after explaining his own life to the Mathu Brahman, he's speaking to him now. He said, just see, I have explained to you now all these topics of Krishna and his devotees, which are very confidential. You see, Gopkumar himself, after telling this katha, he was amazed. He was amazed that he had told this to the Mathu Brahman. Gopkumar was amazed that he had even spoken these things. Why? Because the nectar of one's loving relation with Krishna is very, very private. And even Gopkumar, when he was in the pastimes of Krishna, there were so many things going on. It was so amazing. He could not even remember everything that was happening. Sometimes he would be in so much ecstasy that he could not even remember his own name. Yet still, he had described all these things to the Mathu Brahman. And so he was, how was it possible that I could explain these things? So he said, it must be that as I was speaking, Krishna entered into my heart and then he forced all of these kathas out from my mouth. So Harikatha is actually like, real Harikatha is like this. It is not like a shopping list. Syllabus. Of course, when a sadhu comes to speak, he has an idea what he'll speak, but when it starts, then no one knows. Because when there's a qualified speaker and when there's a faithful audience, then Krishna himself comes and manifests the transcendental, aprakata, supernatural katha. So Gopkumar said to the Mathu Brahman, somehow it was a miracle. Krishna made me speak all these things. Because he said, I have noted that you have developed very strong faith in Harikatha. So it is certain that very soon you will receive the full rewards of this Harikatha. That means what you are hearing today, right now you may not understand, or even next week, or next year. But anyway, very patiently and with the greatest honor, just listen. And very soon, perhaps later in this life or next life, then we can experience what miracle effect is there in Harikatha. So Gopkumar said, early this morning, Radhika herself came to me and said, Sarup, there's a Brahmin from Mathura and he is my devotee. And he has entered into one grove, one kunj in Vrindavan. So you should go there at once and enlighten him with good instructions and help him quickly attain Krishna's mercy. So Gopkumar said to Mathu Brahman, now he's admitting, actually it was on the instructions of Radharani I came to you. I came here very happily, leaving Krishna. I never even gave a thought about it. I never even gave a thought because he's a coward boy, he's always serving Krishna. But he left Krishna and happily left him and came here to meet with that Mathu Brahman. How is it possible? Because Sarup was thinking, Radharani has ordered me to do this, and if I please Radharani, Krishna will be happy. after explaining this, Sarup saw that Mathu Brahman, though he was listening, but he had not realized in his heart all the things that Sarup had said. So Sarupa Karamapayat. Then Sarup, he placed his hand on the head of the Mathu Brahman. Immediately, by giving this blessing, then everything that Gopkumar had been describing, it manifests in the heart of that Mathu Brahman. That Brahman had not been through Vaikuntha and Dwarka and come to Golok himself. He had not been embraced by Krishna and fainted in ecstasy. He had not been taken by the hand into Nanda Bhavan in Nandagan. But the moment Sarup put his hand on his head and blessed him, he experienced all of these things as if he himself had experienced them directly. In other words, the entire content of the heart of his Gurudev, it was transferred into his heart and he saw everything. That Mathu Brahman, he did not even do a sadhana for this. It was only the blessing of his Gurudev. So, actually, Vrindavan, the Nikunjas of Braja, they are so high, they are so confidential. What will our little sadhana do? You try to complete 1,64,000 rounds every day, but still it's very small. So we'll have to do sadhana, but don't depend on that. Try to depend on the mercy of a pure Vaishnava. If we can please a pure Vaishnava, and they will bless us. Just like that Mathu Brahman, he felt himself going through all the coverings of the universe, and the next moment he was in his Swarup in Golok Vrindavan. So, this is the power of Sadhu Sangha. And note also, how is it that Gopkumar came to him? Gopkumar revealed. Actually, this morning Radharani said, you go there to that Kunj in Vrindavan, there's one Brahmin, you should bring him to me. So in the same way, the disciple should think. The disciple should have very strong faith. Oh, Srimati Radharani has sent my Gurudev to me, personally,
Personalmente.
to catch me and bring me back to her lotus feet. So this is Sadhu Sangha. Don't go into Sadhu Sangha in a very casual way. What will happen today?
Cosa accadrà oggi?
I'll listen to Sokata.
Ascolterò
I
qualcosa.
hope it's not very long.
Spero che non sia molto lungo.
Because I'm hungry. When's prasadam?
Perché ho fame. Quando serviranno il pranzo?
No.
No.
We go into Sadhu Sangha remembering the example of the Mathu Brahman. Today I am most fortunate. Radharani herself has sent her associate to save me. And if I was not so offensive and critical and hypocritical in one moment, she can bring me to the spiritual world. If we come into the Sadhu Sangha with the highest aspiration, Charles Dickens wrote a book called Great Expectations. So when we come to Sadhu Sangha, we should come with the greatest expectations. And then, such one who associates you with such faith, they will receive the very profound experience of Sadhu Sangha. If we come with a mundane attitude, without reverence,
Senza reverenza,
without respect,
senza rispetto,
deep respect,
senza un rispetto profondo,
then because we are covered by a very big shield, we are in an armor-plated tank of offenses. So even though the rain of mercy is coming from the sky and flooding everywhere, but we are not one drop it touches us. So we have to adjust our vision, adjust our attitude in such a way that we can receive the mercy of Sadhu Sangha. Sant milan ke chaliye chajo abhiman jo pas age dare koti jagya saman. Autosidas ji has said, one person is saying that, hey, come on, let's go to meet with the sadhu. Sant milan ke chale, let's go.
Andiamo.
Oh, but one thing before we go. Chajo abhiman. First we have to give up our false egos.
Prima dobbiamo abbandonare i nostri egi.
Then forget about the actual sadhu sangha. Just every step that you make in the direction of a sadhu, koti jagya saman. It is more purifying than 10 million Ashwamedha Yagyas. Not the Sadhu Sangha, only the steps that you take, each step in that direction. Koti means 10 million.
Koti significa 10 milioni.
But actually in Sanskrit poetry, when a big number is given, it doesn't mean exactly 10 million, it means unlimited. So with this expectation, we engage in this anger of bhakti. So now, we're coming, this was the introduction. Gopkumar has just put his hand on the head of the Mathu Brahman. Then, and he was in Goloka Vrindavana.
E a quel punto, in un istante, lui si trovò nel mondo spirituale.
And describing that moment, this is the verse for today. So the verse, everyone should learn this verse. Mahat Sangama Mahatmyam.
Mahat Sangama Mahatmyam.
Evaitat Paramat Bhutam. Kritartha means became successful. Kritartha hina vipra so.
Kritartha hina vipra so.
Sadhyo. That means immediately. Bhuttat. Swarupavat. He was situated in his Swarup. And he became just like his Guru, Swarup also. His Swarup was like the Swarup of Swarup, the Guru. So this is the verse. It's the Bhagavatamrita in Canto 2, Chapter 7, verse 14. So, now, there's a very, very long commentary to this verse of Sanatana Goswami, but it's absolutely wonderful. So we'll just touch on a few of those verses. First, Sanatana Goswami gives a verse 3:23:55. Bhagavatam. Devahuti says, Sangoyaha sansrite hetu asatsu vito diya saiva sanusu krito nisangayadvaya kalpate. The meaning is, when we associate with materialistic persons for the sake of enjoyment, sense gratification, sansrite hetu, that is the cause of being bound very tightly in the bondage of karma, in being forced to take birth again and again, lifetime after lifetime in this world. But the same association, but with a sadhu. If you meet with a materialistic person, then what do? You eat together,
Mangi assieme a lui,
you sing and dance,
canti, danzi,
you go visiting different places.
vai a visitare differenti posti.
So do the same thing with the sadhu. Sing and dance in kirtan. Take Mahaprasada. Go on parikrama, Brajmanda parikrama, Navadita parikrama. So it's the same process. But associating with the materialist means you are bound in the material world, and the same association with the sadhu, and you are liberated from this world. So asatsu vito diya means, just as when we associate with a materialistic person, we don't know that the result of this is going to be suffering for millions of lifetimes. But still that result will come. In the same way, when we associate with a sadhu, we don't know that we'll go to Goloka Vrindavan, but still the result will come. Now, Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad will give two very beautiful verses from the Yoga Vashishta Ramayana. So, Sada Santo Vigantabhya Yadyapupidaddishantina Yahi Swarakatashtesham Upadesha Bhavanti Te. The meaning is that Sada, in all circumstances, Santa Abhigantabhya, one should try to associate with pure devotees. Yatep Apyupadeshantina, even if Upadeshantina means they don't give you any instructions. What is this?
Cosa significa?
Why should I associate with the sadhu if he's not telling me anything? Yahi swarakatastesham. Even if that sadhu, it seems like he's just talking about something ordinary thing. Upadesha bhavanti te. Just be there, watch and listen. Because there will be some upadesh there. There's always upadesh in sadhu sangha. We can go to a sadhu and say, when is he going to explain this thing to me? No. Just go, watch. See everything sadhu is doing. How they bow down to Tulsi. How they pray to Thakurji. How they're remembering Gayatri Mantra. Then chanting Harinam. How they're reading. Honoring Prasada. There's upadesh, there's teaching in everything. But we have to attune ourselves. So then, Sunyam apunatam iti mriti apyam mritayate apat sampadi vabhati vidvats jana samagamat. If we associate with the Vaishnava, and they're not even teaching us something, but still there's instruction. And sunyam apunatam eti, that heart which was feeling empty becomes full and overflowing. Once my Gurudev said, just be close to me. And you realize your swarup, even we are doing sadhana. Prema bhakti jahoti avidya vinashyati. The atoms of prema emanating from the body of Gurudev. Just be there and bathe in them. Slowly, the soul will wake up. Mriti apamritayate. The association of a sadhu turns death into immortality. Apat sampad ivabhati. If we have sadhu sangha, then even if in our life there's a big catastrophe, it seems wonderful. Oh, my house burned down.
Oh, la mia casa è andata a fuoco.
All my closest friends have been killed.
Tutti I miei migliori amici sono stati uccisi.
Yes.
Sì.
Sadhu Sangha makes it, even what seems like a disaster becomes great fortune. This is the power of Sadhu Sangha. Then Sanatana Goswami is giving another verse. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 3.7.19. Yat sevaya bhagavata kutastasya madhudvisha ratiraso bhavatriva padyo vyasanadana. The meaning is, Yat sevaya bhagavata, by serving the Bhagavats, then ratiraso, one attains rati and rasa, love and so with sweet mellows of pastimes. For whom?
E queste emozioni.
Kutastasya madhudvisha. Madhudvisha means Krishna who killed the Madhu demon. Kutasta means that which is fixed, which is eternal. One day the sun and the moon will be finished. The earth will be finished. But the swarup of Krishna Shama Sundar, his Nava Yovanam, always young, forever. The universes are created and destroyed millions of times, but Shama Sundar is still young. So it's called Kutasta, that means fixed, not changing. So Ratira Sopavet Tivra Padyo Vyasanadana means that by serving the pure devotees, then one will attain the love for the lotus feet of Krishna, Vyasanardana, and all intense suffering will be removed. This is the general meaning of the verse. The deeper meaning? Yat sevaya bhagavata kutastasya madhudvisha. Madhudvis, that is Krishna, is kutasta. He is situated on the kut. Kut means the tip of a mountain. Radharamana giridhari giridhari shamabanawari. That Krishna, Giridhari Krishna, who is playing on the top of Govardhan. Ratira Sombhavat Tivra. One will attain Tivra, very intense love for that Krishna. Padyo Vyasanadana means love for Krishna's lotus feet, and Vyasanadana means that take away all misery. But here, a confidential meaning. Here, Padyo does not mean Krishna's lotus feet, it means your lotus feet. And Vyasanadana, Krishna will take away all the pain of your feet. That means, Yat Sevaya Bhagavata, by serving pure devotees, such a love will come that you will be dancing in Rasalila at Govardhan. And after dancing for a long time, then Krishna will think, oh, your lotus feet must be very, very tired and sore from dancing so much. So Krishna will say, oh, sit down. Let me massage your feet.
Lascia che io massaggio I tuoi piedi a fatica.
And Krishna will take away all the distress by massaging your feet. How? Yat Sevaya Bhagavata, by serving pure devotees, Krishna will massage your feet after the rasa. Every line of Srila Sanatana Goswami's commentary is so beautiful. So then, he's quoting 3:25:25. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti ritkana rasayana kata tad yoshnat aso apavargavatmani swadha rati bhakti anukramishyati. Lord Kapil Dev is saying, Satam prasangan, by the association of Sat, pure devotees. This Sangha is not ordinary Sangha. It is Prasanga, Prakrishta Rupain Sangha, the most excellent association. Then what will happen? There will be Harikatha, discussion of my pastimes. Mama Virya Samvido. And this discussion of my pastimes, Mama Virya Samvido, will be full of Virya Shakti. Here Samvido means especially Samvit Shakti. By our physical senses, we cannot know anything about the spiritual world. Sri Krishna's name, form, qualities, associates and pastimes are only disclosed by his Samvit Shakti. So, when we hear Harikatha from a pure Vaishnava, this is not only just talking, but actually the Samvit Shakti is being transferred into our heart by listening. And therefore, Bhavanti Rit Karna Rasayana Kata, this Kata becomes Rasayana, a tonic. You know, if you're ill, then you take medicine. So the sickness goes away. But still, your strength has not come back yet. So then you have to take a tonic. That is called the Rasayana. And from that tonic, then all the strength comes back again. So this Kata gives the spiritual strength. It's full of rasa. And it cures. It's full of rasa for the ears and for the heart. It's full of rasa for the ears. Why? Because it sounds so sweet. Taranaruna karnamaya vipalaya tanayanam Kamala kuch kalasi bara vipali kutapulakam Murali ravatarali kutamunamana nalinam Mamakilata mabachita samadarajaram amritam. Sounds very nice. What does it mean? Now we'll explain later. So the Kata is nectar for the ear and also for the heart. Why? Because I was suffering so much, but now this nectar came into my heart. All my problems have gone away. Tad yoshnat asu apavagavatmani. And when one hears Harikatha in Sadhu Sangha, apavagavatmani, the path of liberation from this world becomes open. Oh, there's another meaning here. If one is very fortunate, it may be that the sadhu will tell Apavargavartmani his own path, how he became liberated. Just like, for example, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam,
All'inizio dello Srimad Bhagavatam,
Narad Muni told to his disciple Vyasadeva his own history, how he was the son of a maidservant in a previous life, how he received initiation, and gradually how he attained his form of Narad Muni. So that is Apavargavatmani, his own history. That's in the first canto. Another example in the fifth canto, when Prabhu Maharaj, he heard some transcendental instruction from Jadbharat. He jumped down from his palanquin and he fell at the feet of Jadbharat. He said, "Who are you? I have made a great offense making you carry my palanquin. But I was going to Kapilashram to meet the sages there because I want Sadhu Sangha. I didn't know this great Sadhu was already carrying the palanquin. Please forgive me. Who are you? Are you Kapil Dev? Are you Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabhuda Pipalayan, Chaumasa Karavajan? Are you one of the Navayogendras?" Jadbharat said, "No." "Then who are you?" He said, "Oh, do you know, many years ago, there was a king named Bharat Maharaj. But in young age, he left his whole kingdom and went to the forest to do sadhana." Prabhu said, yes, I know, he's my ancestor. He's very famous." Jadbharat said, "Oh, I was that Bharat Maharaj."
E Jadbharat disse, io ero quel Bharat Maharaj nella vita precedente. E lui allora si inchinò.
Then his very deep faith came. And he described to him his own past history, how he became a Siddha perfect. Also, he is fortunate because he's thinking, "Oh, you are my ancestor, my family." So he had some Laukik Sambandha Bhats, natural family relation with him. So if we have a relation with the sadhu, like our own family, and here with faith is more powerful. So, Apavarga Vatmani, we're speaking, it means when you have sadhu sangha, then you understand the path out of this world. But here another meaning is that the sadhu may tell his own history. So we gave example from the first canto, from the fifth canto. This itself in Bhagavatam retells is also an example because Gopakumar told his own history to Mathur Brahman. Oh, there's a small book of my Gurudev called The Impressions of Bhakti. It is, this Gurudev is describing his childhood and then how he came to meet with his Guru. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami. So that book was made from a recording of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami, just personally, alone, telling me his life history. I recorded it and then this book came. So there are so many examples how the sadhu makes the Shraddha, the faith of the disciple by his own life. So in the last line, Shraddha Rati Bhakti Anukramishati. As one goes on hearing in Sadhu Sangha, one develops Shraddha, faith. That means the eligibility for Sadhana Bhakti. Shraddha Rati Bhakti. So Shraddha is the eligibility for Sadhana Bhakti. Then Rati is the eligibility for Bhava Bhakti. And then here the word Bhakti means Prema Bhakti. So three things. Shraddha Rati Bhakti means Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So then Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad is giving very beautiful verse. Bhagavatam 4:9-11. It is the from the prayers of Dhruva Maharaj. Bhaktim moho pravahatam tvai me prasango bhuyadananta mahatam amalashayanam yenanjasolbharam upyasanam bhavabdim nasi bhavad gunakatam mrtapana. This is the last verse I will tell today. I cannot decide if it's more fantastic or equally as fantastic as the other verses. I think that verse, I am thinking in that moment, that's the most fantastic verse. So Dhruva Maharaj, he's praying. Now remember, he's praying for Sadhu Sangha. Remember, he was standing on one leg and remembering his mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Supreme Lord Vishnu appeared in his heart, in his trance, and then he disappeared. When the beautiful form of Vishnu disappeared, it was such a shock to Dhruva Maharaj. His trance broke and he opened his eyes, and when he looked at Vishnu was standing in front of him. So then he offered prayers. And he prayed for bhakti. That means, my Lord, I want to serve you. But then he thought, actually, service, bhakti, will not be sweet unless there's also sadhu sangha. So how amazing it is. Even the Supreme Lord is right in front of him and he's praying for sadhu sangha because that makes bhakti more sweet. So he's saying, Bhakti muhu pravahatam tvai me prasango. I want prasanga, association. With whom?
Kunki.
Bhakti muhu pravavatam. With the Mahatam. Mahatam, with the great Vaishnavas, who are Pravahatam, always in the flow of Bhakti. Muhu, I want this association again. Why?
Perché?
That means he had the association before of Narada Muni. By that association, he got the darshan of Lord Vishnu, and now he says, again I want to have that association. Bhuyad Ananta. And you can give me this association because you are Ananta, unlimited. Mahatam, those great souls are Amala Shayanam, Amala Ashai. Their hearts are completely immaculate, shining and pure. Why? Bhaktim Muhu Pravahatam. Because the flow of bhakti is going through their heart all the time, it's completely pure. Yainanjaso Balanam Uruvyasanam Bhavabdhim. Bhavabdhim, this ocean of material existence. Uruvyasanam, it's filled with great suffering. But Yena Anjaso Ubalanam. Anjasa means easy. I will easily conquer the ocean portion of material existence which is full of great suffering. How?
Come?
By Sadhu Sangha.
Attraverso
It will be very
l'associazione
easy.
con le persone sante sarà molto facile.
Why?
Perché?
Nesse bhavadguna katamrita pana matta. Because when I am in Sadhu Sangha, then I will have the katamrita pana matta. I will become matta, completely mad, completely intoxicated in drinking the katamrita, the nectar of your pastimes. So here, Srila Vishwanath Thakur explains the bhava of Dhruva in this verse. He is not praying to the Lord Vishnu like this. Oh my Lord! If you give me Sadhu Sangha,
Se tu mi dai l'associazione con le persone sante,
then I will easily cross over all the sufferings of this universe. Dhruva Maharaj's arms are in the air and he's proud. He's not proud of himself. He's proud of his Gurudeva Narad Muni and all the great saints. He's not proud of his own strength, but he's proud that he's the servant of such merciful personality. Gainanja Solbanamuru. So he's saying, look, very easy.
e lui dice è molto facile.
Hey, ocean of material existence, all dreadful suffering in the cycle of birth and death.
O sofferenza minacciosa nel ciclo
Come on, show me what you can do.
nel ciclo infinito di nascita e morte. Vieni, mostrami cosa sai fare.
Come on, suffering.
Vieni,
Come on, material existence, show me what you can do. I don't care.
a me non importa.
Because if I have Sadhu Sangha, I'll be so intoxicated I won't notice anything. What is the suffering of this world? It's very mental. Why did that person say this about me? I don't like this one. What are they doing? Well, that nose is in everyone's business. And they're always worried about what will happen tomorrow.
E siamo sempre
What will happen the next day? You can see, you go outside, everyone is struggling and in conflict. But if you see one homeless man, he just drank a bottle of whiskey, he's lying in the gutter,
e lui è sdraiato a terra
and he's in bliss.
nell'immondizia e è beato.
Someone will announce, World War III is coming. He says,
Qualcuno annuncerà, sta arrivando la terza guerra mondiale, ma lui è semplicemente ignorato.
he doesn't care.
A lui non importa nulla.
Because he's intoxicated, he doesn't know what's going on. So nothing affects him. So here, the Dhruva Maharaj is saying, hey jungle, hey material existence, all suffering, come on, show me what you can do. This is easy.
Questo è facile.
I have no problem with any of this. Why? Because I became mad.
Perché sono impazzito.
I will be intoxicated hearing the Harikatha. So this is how Dhruva Maharaj prayed to Lord Vishnu. Okay. So it will take weeks and weeks to go through everything. But today, I hope that you keep in your heart some samskar, some impression of what is the power of Sadhu Sangha. So now my Harikatha is going to speak.
Adesso il mio rigatà va a dormire.
Good to sleep there.
La copertina.
Guru Parampara.